Today I'm going to show you how to do a neutral look. It's one that I really like and I hope you guys like it too. So stay tuned and I will show you just how to do it. Because I have dry skin, I'm going to start out by moisturizing and priming my face. The primer I'm using is just a sample size of a Smashbox Cosmetics primer. It works really well, but since it was only a sample size, I don't have a full bottle to show you. Right now I'm trying out a few different foundation formulas just to find one that I like because it's winter and my skin is really dry, so the typical foundation that I'll use isn't working really well for me right now. So right now I'm using a mix of an Almay Smart Shade foundation and a L'Oreal foundation. The Almay foundation is actually supposed to match your skin tone the more you rub it into your skin, but it's still a little bit too dark for me because I am super duper pale. So to make up for that, I found that blending the two foundations together actually makes it a little bit lighter so it's not quite as dark as either one of them alone. But unfortunately, if you look closely, you can still tell that there is a difference between the foundation color and my skin tone, so off camera I added a little bit of bronzer to kind of help blend that better into my neck. I rarely ever put foundation on with just my hands, so since I did this time, I'm going back over it with a brush just to make sure that my face has even coverage and there aren't any weird splotchy areas. To contour, I'm going in on my cheekbones with a eyeshadow from a Too Faced My Favorite Things palette. The shadow is called Woolen Mittens, and basically I will just carve out my jawline, my cheekbones, and on the sides of my face to make my face look a little bit narrower. Since I used a cool tone shadow to contour with, I am going to go in with a warmer blush and add a little bit of warmth to my complexion by putting it on the apples of my cheeks. Even after adding the blush, I still felt like I wanted this look to be a little bit on the warmer side, so I added some bronzers, kind of where I put the contour on my face. I don't really do a whole lot with my brows other than just fill them in with a little bit of eyeshadow. So here I am just adding some kind of finishing touches after I retrace the shape of my brows. When I fill them in, I tend to use a darker shadow on the outer 3/4 and then a lighter shadow on the inner corner of my eyebrow just so it doesn't look as harsh. To start with the eyeshadow, I'm putting down a very light layer of a very light transition color. I then go back over it 2 or 3 more times, just with a little bit more shadow on my brush, so that way it creates a subtle definition, and you're not putting too much on there at first, because layers are important, let me tell you. Then I'm going in with a slightly darker shadow from my Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm pushing that from the outer corner of my eye into the crease of my eye. At this point, I decided I had wanted to do a halo look, so I took that same medium brown shadow and put it towards the inner corner of my eye. I then took a fluffy brush and began to blend out any harsh edges that might have come from the placement of that shadow. And here's where layers start to get important. I'm adding a very dark brown shadow to the outer corner of my eye, which I will also add to the inner corner of my eye to create a more defined halo look. These layers are really important because if you had just put the dark brown shadow on the outside of the eye, then it would have created a really weird transition line, so layers, transition colors, very needed. And then of course, take your fluffy brush and blend it out yet again. Now I'm taking the lightest color in my Modern Renaissance palette and applying it directly to the center of the lid for that super dramatic halo look. Next I'm taking a pencil brush and that medium brown shadow that I used beforehand, and I am applying it to my lower lash line. I didn't want to use any harsh black liners for this look, so I am taking a dark brown liner and just applying a very thin layer right next to my lashes. I'm going to put a very light layer of mascara on just to darken up my lashes before I put any false lashes on. So this is what the shadows and everything look like before I put any falsies on. I make sure everything is nice and blended before I add on the final touch. So anyone that's worn false lashes before knows the glue can take forever to dry, and I was feeling super jam-ish, I guess, so I decided to jam out a little bit while I waited for the glue. It takes me way longer than I'd like to admit to put on false lashes because I have to put them on a few times before I can actually get it right. So it took me probably about 10 to 15 minutes to get my lashes on the way that I like them. It's a struggle, for sure. I think I still got glue on my eyelid immediately after this. And now to highlight all the necessary places, like your cheeks, which I apparently really liked this highlight here. I always highlight the bottom of my nose and right above the arch of my eyebrows. And lastly, I'll do a little bit on my chin and right above my cupid's bow on my lips. And with that, we have a completed look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and my killer lip syncing skills, because honestly, that's what I do when I get ready every single day. Again, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like or a comment telling me what it is you enjoyed about it. And if you're new here, this is the first video you've watched, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have more of you guys. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!